Welcome in, welcome in. I see hundreds and hundreds of you that are joining us for the 5-day AI challenge. Let me double check the streaming here in case if you were able to jump into the Zoom, which to me it will get closed out pretty soon here. If you are in the Zoom, notice that our Zoom chat is intentionally turned off. And what I would love for you all to do, I want everyone to go to a High Levels Facebook page, and I want us to interact there. And I've got a special surprise for you. We've got a ton of things to cover. It's going to be a fantastic session here. And this is the first time ever that we are doing a 5-day AI challenge. We've done the regular challenge, but this time we're doing the AI challenge. And looks like Ethan has dropped a link in the Zoom. So click on that link. That's going to take you to our main Facebook page. We're live on all channels across the groups, pages, LinkedIn, Instagram, you name it. We're live everywhere. If you're watching, you're in the right place for the AI challenge. But when it comes to comments, feedback, questions, and all those things, what I'm going to do is pay attention to our Facebook page. So if you're watching in the Facebook page, here's what I would love for all of you to do. Tell us what city and state you're checking in from. I want to see all the cities posted. And if you're watching internationally, tell us what region you're from or what area of the world you're in or provinces or towns or like whichever one you all go by. Tell us where you're checking in from. And the reason why I always ask that is because it's a great way to interact and connect with fellow high levelers. And networking with fellow entrepreneurs is like a really big component that we are big fans of. I see, let's see, Nebraska in the house. We have someone from Chattanooga. We've got Charleston. Let's see, Long Island, Tampa, Philippines, Milwaukee. Let's see, London, Denmark. I see a ton of you watching internationally. Okay, awesome. All right. So without any further ado, we are already recording. I've got a very special person that I want to introduce our community to. And he's been interacting in our groups for maybe I would say couple of maybe weeks now. And let me go ahead and welcome JB to the call. John, well, we go by JB, but either way, JB is someone that has over 8 years of SaaS experience. He worked in big companies like Thrive, Bird Eye, and he's also a previous agency owner. He joined our team, I want to say a little over a month ago, and he's working hand by hand, side by side with me, myself, Chase Haplin. And what he's going to do is be working very closely with all of our customers. And as a previous agency owner, he knows what you're going through. As a marketer, he knows what you're going through. Maybe you're a digital citizen of some kind and you're not even an agency owner, but either way, JB has a ton of experience in building businesses. JB, welcome to the call as you're going to be sharing a ton of cool things about AI and some of the latest and greatest things, and also kind of taking us through this entire challenge. Let me go ahead and unmute you just to make sure your audio is turned on. Welcome, man, JB.
Good Monday morning. Welcome. Thank you so much, Paulson, for having me here with you and welcoming me to the team. It's been a journey to be here, and now we're finally here and we're rocking and rolling.
I love it. So you might have came to this event through one of our affiliates promoting this event. So you might have seen Frank Kern out there, Rob Bailey out there, Mike Cooch, Billy Jean. I mean, a ton of people that have said, "Hey, jump into High Levels AI Challenge," right? And as we kind of plan this out, JB, we've had a lot of people sign up for this. What can they expect over the next 5 days? And I'm gonna kind of sit back and learn from you. There's so many different things about this that we're gonna cover. But let me go ahead and just let you have the floor and get out of the way, and let's get right into it.
I appreciate it, man. And the exciting news is that We've had an overwhelming amount of feedback and interest for this event. It's the new version of the event. So this is our AI debut. We had over 30,000 folks register for this event, which is exciting. So it's an honor to be on the stage with all of you here, and I'll be able to show you what we have going on. Outside of that, I want to get a little bit into some of the slides that we have. I just want to do a little mic check here. Paulson, how do I sound? Can you see my
sound
screen?
fantastic. Yep,
All
sound
right, awesome, guys.
fantastic. And what I'm gonna do is give me a 1 in the chat, you guys and gals. If you can hear JB and I very clearly, give me a 1 or a yes in the chat. We're seeing a few people here. Okay, so first question is probably gonna be, JB, what's difference between this AI challenge versus the previous 5-day challenge as well? But let me just go ahead and let you kind of go through this. I see a ton of questions coming in, so I assume you're going to clarify some of this as we get started.
Absolutely. We wouldn't be making progress if we didn't. So I'm going to get into a few slides that we've prepared here just to set the foundation, the vibe, and give you some understanding of what you should be expecting. So if you have any questions, jot them down in the chat, and Paulson will help me and the rest of the team make sure we get them to you. So welcome to the 5-day AI challenge. Today's agenda is going to be a 3-pack of what you need to know and what you should expect this week. First thing is a little bit of an introduction about me that Paulson has jumped into already. A little bit about why you should be listening to what we have to offer and what we're sharing today. The reason you're here today is because either an affiliate or someone in your community or someone in your company or your group said, look, High Level puts on a good training, make sure you jump in and absorb it so we can bring it back to the business. I'm going to touch on the 5-day AI challenge for the entire week, so that way you're prepared and you understand what you should expect. And then we're going to get into unveiling the AI go-to-market offer. Now, because we have many different people here at different experience levels, we've made this so that way the foundation can be built. But in our live sessions and in our training course, we will have the opportunity for you to dig a little deeper and learn more and ask those questions to maybe customize it for your business use case. And the objective for today at the end of the day is just to make sure that you know what we're going to be doing, how we're going to be doing, and where to find that information. So that way, if you're new, planning on implementing High Level in your business, or looking to share it with someone else who wants to implement High Level in their business, getting you your first paying customer. Now, I know there's a handful of people here that are not marketers or agency. They're using it as a user within their business. You can take this information you're going to learn here and apply it for your business use case and not go after getting your first paying customer. There's going to be a wealth of knowledge coming your way, and I'm looking forward to it. So I had the pleasure of being introduced by Paulson here. Paulson's been running these events since the start of time, and it's an honor to be hanging out with you all in the community, but most importantly, have the opportunity to be on the stage here and share the message that High Level has put together to get out to those that are existing customers or potentially new customers. So I'm coming with a good wealth of experience. I don't know everything, but I know enough to be dangerous, and I also know enough to complement what others know. Being in the software as a service industry, like Paulson has mentioned, with some very respectful companies that have helped me build the foundation. I've had the opportunity also in my early years to have my own agency and to learn what it is to fall on your face and not have a Band-Aid to cover the wound. So I want to be able to share that experience with you so that way you understand and you are prepared to be the best version of yourself for your business and for your company. And then you should also expect to learn a little bit about some of my experience in sales, training, coaching, implementation, and a little bit of that networking, door-to-door, and virtual sales. Sales is the foundation of any business. So we're going to be touching in on many different sales approaches and ways that you can grow your sales experience to grow your SaaS business, or transfer your traditional marketing company into a SaaS marketing company. So I'm excited to work along with you guys, gals, everyone in between. The nice thing here is that we're going to have an opportunity for you to jump in our membership course as well as these live sessions. So our 5-day AI challenge mission really comes down to empowering the marketer. Now, if you're not a marketer or a freelancer, you're working within a marketing business, this is to empower your knowledge, but most important to let you know what others are expecting of your company to implement for their business. So we're going to go over the AI and how high level helps serve that function. We're going to educate you on how high level can improve the operations for you, your business, and your clients. The time that's required to respond to people, to go back and forth, to give answers to basic questions that people are asking over and over is very important to solve that. So that way you're putting those resources elsewhere. So we're going to show you how to do that. And then most importantly, be there to support you through this entire journey. Now, there's many of you in the thousands that have taken our missed call text back training, that have attended several trainings that High Level offers. We hope that this is an extra coat of confidence, education, and experience that we're going to be pushing your way. So we want you to know that this is a living and breathing training. It will evolve very quickly. Little dramatic pause there for effect, but let's continue on.
I
So,
love it. And as we get started,
yeah,
I'm sorry, JB, I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off.
go for it.
As we get started, just remember a couple of house rules. The chat is disabled in the Zoom room intentionally. There is a link there for the Facebook page. So go to the Facebook page. We're fielding a lot of the questions there, comments there. In case if you're an existing user, you can just jump in and watch some of this as we are live streaming everywhere. But for you to have the full access of the course for the 5-day AI challenge, you must be a high-level account holder. So you must be a customer of some kind. And in order for you to do that, you'll get the online course. You get the collaterals, the snapshots. JB, I think you'll share some notes on all those items that our team and you put together. But
That's
for
the
you
fun
to
stuff.
access, yeah, that's the fun stuff. For you to get all of that, you have to have a high-level account. What we're doing here on the live streaming is really ultimately a Q&A complimentary session to the actual course. Okay, so you're not getting the full access just by watching these lives. You do need to access the online course, which is in the membership area. In order to do that, in order for you to do that, you have to have an account, jump into a 30-day trial. And also on that note, everything we share here today and the next 5 days as well, results may vary. None of this is a financial implication that you're going to crush it tomorrow and make a bunch of money. More than likely, you won't be succeeding in making a bunch of money just by listening to some of these things. A lot of the things that we're sharing is from practical experiences with almost 60,000 plus digital citizens. We don't even call them we call our customers marketers anymore. We call them digital citizens. So we share from what we're seeing from a ton of different people, but results may vary. None of this is a financial implication and assumption that you're going to go make $1 tomorrow. But with that being said, those of you that are brand new to High Level, or maybe you already have a High Level account, give me a yes in the chat if you are already part of the High Level family. If you already have an account, type in the word yes across all channels if you are part of the family, because we want to welcome you with open arms. And if you are considering becoming a High Level family member by signing up for a trial account, type in the word interested or on the fence. JB, help us understand what High Level is. Why should we listen to this?
Yeah, the platform in itself is best categorized as an operating system. No different than if you've used, Linux, Microsoft, any version of their operating systems. That's what High Level is best described as. Since I've used it, since I've observed other marketers use it in my network, and just kind of being part of the High Level community, this community is a whole lot different than any other one that I've been a part of, because everyone that's in it is in it to win it, to help, to grow, to share. And it's so powerful because, when you implement some sort of service, program, or operating system into your business, the goal of it is to make sure that it's going to help you grow the business, be more efficient, and make your employees, your staff, your contractors happy, not give them added aggravation. And High Level has done an amazing job with bringing that all together. Our platform has had a chance to serve over 1.4 million SMBs through our digital citizens. So, we might have a traditional marketing agency, a freelancer, a marketer, whatever title you feel most comfortable with or confident with. they're serving other customers. So we don't get to serve customers directly. We serve them through our trusted partners, which is amazing. The concept around capture, nurture, and close has become more of a way that we grow our business in the agency world, because it's no longer about providing leads. It's going through the full cycle for your customer, regardless of your experience, to give them the end result that they want, which is new business. So you just don't get new business by someone raising their hand. It goes through the whole capture, nurture, and close life cycle. So, if you haven't had a chance, we have a whole bunch of material that really tells a great story, from testimonials, trainings, as well as just our own show and tell on our YouTube channel. So definitely jump on that. And we have a handful of replays that also go over the platform. And if you don't know yet, or if you haven't had a chance to, GoHighLevel.com has a handful of information to kind of walk through at your pace what this can do for you. So without further ado, for those that are newer to the platform or have heard of it and not really dug deep into it because of maybe time, resources, or just they don't know where to start, I want to kind of go over here each part of the capture, nurture, close for you visually, so that way you can kind of see how this can resonate with you and your customers and your staff. So, with High Level being an AI-powered all-in-one sales, marketing, and CRM platform, we're replacing maybe 5 to 6 tools right off the bat that you may be using now to run your business or thinking about purchasing to run your business. And within this platform, there's over 500 features that could be remixed in many different ways. So every one feature has like 15 ways that you can implement and use it, which makes it so powerful when you're looking to customize your offering for your clients or for yourself. And then the most important part, that typically software providers charge a premium membership fee and recurring charges, is the white labeling portion of it. The white label branding brings this operating system to any business to the next level, because you get to brand it to what you want it to match in your business and in your company. So when we look at the capture, these handful of features right here are so powerful in getting the interest, as well as communicating with customers or potential customers. And then that nurture, again, this would be maybe 5 or 6 different subscriptions that you would use or purchase to make this happen. And then the close is another 5, 6 subscriptions that you would purchase to make that happen. All of this is under one roof. An amazing tool that still many marketers, freelancers, marketing professionals don't know exists. They're using other brands because they've been referred to them. And our hope here is, through this 5-day AI challenge, you grab a friend and say, hey, look, you haven't seen this, jump in with me, let me show you. Because we know and we've learned that the users that we have that are part of our community, as well as bring a close friend or family member in the industry, they end up having a fun time and learn together on how they can implement High Level in their business. So I want to just, we're kind of going fast here, and I want to just make sure that for the new folks that have jumped in to tune in, thank you, appreciate you. I'm a new face. Well, you can watch the replay here to find out who I am and what I'm doing here. I promise you, I didn't hijack the live. I'm here by intent and purpose. So one thing you're going to need in order to get into our training is our 30-day trial. Now, usually we don't offer a 30-day trial right on our website. There's a specific link that you have to go to get the 30-day trial. That's the one on the screen here. We're going to also throw that in the chat on the different platforms, but you click on that link. And if you haven't yet, make sure you do so immediately. You'll need the trial account, in which you'll then get access to all the trainings behind the scenes. So our collaterals, our snapshots, and our step-by-step course of what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. That all matters. For existing customers, your trial, your account is going to have this in it, right? So you'll only need to go to the university section, and you could be able to see the training course, the membership course there. And please follow along every step of the way. If there are any questions with this, throw them in the chat, and we'll get them answered for you. So I want to build a little bit upon the foundation of the 5-day challenge success. When we had the Missed Call Text back, we had 18,000 registrations. that Paulson built the foundation on and taught everyone and showed them. And we've had some great success from that, all of which has led to this new debut of the AI Challenge, where we've now had 30,000 registrations at the minimum to be here today to learn and grow with us. And for that reason, I want to get now into the journey that we're about to take on together. You know, when you take an adventure, you want to be with someone trusted. So I'm hopefully by now you feel some trust into me based on what you've learned, and I'm here with Paulson. But most importantly, on our 5-day AI challenge journey, it's going to require a few things for you to do on your part for it to make sense and for it to see results. The first part is going to be to complete the daily course material. So in the membership course, there's a handful of videos that you'll have to watch, and then there's a handful of next steps that you'll need to do. And we'll walk you through that. And if at any point within that training you need help getting there, we'll just raise your hand in one of our groups or in our support options, and we'll get that help for you. The next thing is to make sure you attend, or at the very least, replay the live sessions like this. Now, this one's a little bit more introductory, right? We're going to get into some of the meats and potatoes as we grow here and go. But the next 4 that are coming ahead are going to be more technical as well as more informational, and they will not include everything that's in the training, and this will not be in the training. So it's like the best of both worlds. You get a little bit of live with some nuggets, and then you get the training with the nuggets, and then you've got chicken nuggets all together, and you got a lunch. So we want to put all things together to have a nice lunch to feel good and be good. And then the last thing is to find an accountability partner. We have a Facebook group that many of you have requested entry into. We're working on getting you in there. We do some confirmation on the back end to make sure those are in the challenge or getting in. But in that Facebook group, you're going to have the opportunity to meet others. And I encourage you to reach out to one to become an accountability partner with, or at least to ask for them to be an accountability partner with you if you don't have a friend or family member that is joining this challenge with you. Because that's what creates the fun, but also bounce back ideas. So with the 5-day AI challenge, the number one goal here, the first goal is to get you your first paying customer and fulfill that customer using high level. Now, we know that the AI challenge itself, the AI feature is not going to serve all the needs of your clients, but this is that gateway offer that we're going to introduce to you on how we build upon it and grow it from there. At the end of the day, regardless if you sign someone up at our recommended price or at your own price, or they're just a beta, you keep the relationship and the earnings from it. We're just going to guide you along the way to make sure you have everything you need to get there. And this challenge is great for someone that is brand new, a team member of a larger organization, or someone that is just looking to get some inspiration and ideas on how they can teach their clients on how to leverage the AI functionality. So with our weekly agenda, it's jam-packed. By the end of today, we're going to understand the offer. We're going to have a little bit of a visualization of what we got going on here. But day 2 is one of the most important days, because if you don't set everything up, you can't do day 3, 4, and 5 with fulfillment, ascension, and retention. So my recommendation is, if you don't have the trial, get that trial now. At the very least, set that portion up so we can get you up and running. If you're an existing customer, your account should be set up. If it's not, we'll also get you help to do that as well. So day 1, understanding the offer. Day 2, setup day. Day 3, prospecting and sales training. Now, I don't want to come off as a sales guru or anyone that is giving you the one and only way to do this. There are many ways to position your business, yourself, your offering. I'm going to give you my experience. I'm going to give you some resources that we've received from our customers and our agency partners, and just best practices. And it's going to be important for you to bring that and make it yours, your personality, your energy, and then fulfillment. This is like where it all comes down to, right? Someone gives you money. Now what? We got to make sure we're giving them a wow service, an amazing service. So we're going to go through that, and then keeping the customer and growing the customer from there. So I want to pause here for a moment.
Yeah, JB,
Paulson, I know you have a few announcements.
Yeah, I got a couple of questions for you. So I see a few of you watching that are asking, hey, I don't have access to the course in my membership area, and I feel like I've signed up. Can we clarify that just real quick? because my suggestion would be for you to jump into either our success room or go straight to our support. And if you have duplicate contacts with us, maybe it's multiple emails that you have ever used to sign up or whatever reason, there could be multiple reasons of why you may not have the access inside of your membership area. Or maybe you didn't use a high level, maybe you didn't use your own high level email account to jump into the challenge registration. But if you don't have access, no worries. We're gonna make sure you get access. Go to our support, go to our success room, and a live agent could set up that access for you. Is that right, JB?
Yes, that's probably the
Okay.
best practice here, is to make sure you're raising your hand. So support website is great, or in the Facebook group here as well. We'll get, if you send a message to us here, we can get you the help to where you need to be.
Awesome. And on the day-to-day agenda, day one is offer. So today we're going to iron out the offer together, right? Day two, tomorrow is the setup. Day three is marketing and prospecting. What was day four again and five?
Fulfillment. And
Okay.
then after fulfillment, we're doing day 5, retention and ascension.
Okay, awesome.
So
How many
basically,
of you, yeah, awesome. How many of y'all are excited to understand the offer itself? Give me a yes in the chat if you're excited for this AI movement that's almost like a revolution that's happening. And JB here is going to help you kind of map out your offer and help you understand what kind of pricing and just really give you the strategy of the positioning. How many of y'all are excited? Give me a yes in the chat if you are excited for all the content around the offer. I feel like we've set the stage on the entire challenge. We took some time to set up the introduction, so let's get right into the offer.
Yep. So I want to just share a few things here, just for those that have gained access already, or maybe new to the community, don't know exactly where to start. I'm going to share here just where you need, what everything looks like, so that way you can know where to go and how to get into everything. So bear with me for a quick second as I pull this up here. So share my screen. All right. Okay. So first and foremost, if you've signed up for the challenge, you've received access, or you received a notification, you'll want to jump into your agency view of your account. And in the agency view, it'll look like this agency view.
JB,
And I want to make sure.
do you mind full screening that
Yep.
entire browser? Yeah, thank you.
When you go to the agency view here, you want to click on university on the left. And when you click on university, there's a handful here. Let me go ahead and search this one so I can get it right to y'all. All this up here.
There it is, the bottom
You'll
one.
see
Yep.
on the bottom here, it'll say 5-day AI challenge. Now you might have 2 because of the missed call text back that you might have taken before, or it's been released to you. This 5-day AI challenge here will give you full access. So this is what it looks like. We'll go back to make sure that you are aware. Go to university, scroll down, and it'll say the AI challenge, nice and bold. Okay. Next area here is the actual membership course. So if you go into your individual sub account, for those that are more experienced, you'll click on memberships, courses, and then this one may not have it. It's a dummy account, but if you go to membership courses, there'll be a listing of all of the courses that you're in. That'll be available here. So either memberships or university. The next is our success room, which is so important for those that are brand new or experienced, is to make sure you go to speakwith.us/success. And this will get you to a live agent right away. Click on log in here now, and this is what it looks like. The next is our Facebook 5-day AI challenge group. Let me pull this up here. Bear with me. 5-day challenge. This Facebook 5-day AI challenge group, there are a handful that we're waiting to let in, but go ahead and request access. You'll need to put in your relationship number, your email, and answer the questions, and then we'll get you guys and gals access to that right away. And then lastly, I'd like to show you is our help guide. Our help guide is so important because as you're going through this journey, you might have a question that is not particularly related to the challenge, but you want to know how to get to it. Our support portal here allows you to type in a search term, and then based on that search term, it'll bring up the articles related to it. So let's say AI, it'll bring related articles to AI, which is so helpful to learn at your pace and get yourself going. And that rounds up pretty much the know where to go, know where to get the information part of things. I'm going to share my screen here. We're going to get into a little bit of the offer and how that works. Go ahead and pull this up here for y'all. Bear with me a second. All right. Share screen. Okay. And we're in. So we went over all of this that's on this slide. If you have any questions, definitely jot them down. So now you know where to go for help. Now the AI chat offer overview. I want to start with this. There are some amazing companies out in the market right now that are offering live chat, AI chat, support, help through communications, through phone, email, everything in between, which is great. We created this AI chat offer because our customer base wanted something that integrated within the platform, that did not require an extra charge, did not require different support channels to get to it. So therefore, we created this so that way it's easily available and accessible to get started right away. Now, there are different versions that are out in the market. You get to customize it within high level to what you need it to do, and we're going to walk you through that. So the AI chat offer really comes down to 3 functions. Helps you capture information of visitors and engage with them as they jump onto your website, your socials, your email, whatever conversation options you have set up, it's going to integrate through that conversation feature in high level. So there's that back and forth automation. Nurture, obviously, customers and those that visit your website frequently, depending on the business, whether you're a marketing company or a farm selling produce or an attraction or a carnival, doesn't matter. People are always going to have questions regarding what you're offering. They may come back and not have time to go through your frequently asked questions. And then close. This could be, again, for a marketing business or a small business where you're looking to now offer an incentive or that next step to make business together. And that could be purchasing a ticket to an event, or that could be booking an appointment to meet with a professional or specialist. The live demo is available for you by visiting this website here, aichatbot.gohighlevel.com. You're more than welcome to go there and see it for yourself live. I do want to mention that you will receive, if you signed up for the trial, and once you get access, you will receive the snapshot and the templates associated with the website and the chat functionality. So you will get that for yourself as well. And then we're going to go over the operating cost and the public recommended offer, right? This is all recommendation. You could obviously package it depending on your experience, or go to the next level depending on your goals and your desires. So the AI chat offer positioning, again, I know we have thousands of people that are tuned in and everyone's at a different level and a different experience. So I want to just preface it, this is the foundation, and then we're going to remix this as we evolve during the week. But the perception of the prospect, of the small business's customer, of your marketing freelance agency customer, is you have someone that's answering these questions right away, that you have someone that is providing support and that you're top notch. And that's why they're doing business with you or planning to do business with you. The perception of the marketer or someone who's a little bit more experienced behind the scenes is AI live chat feature. right? So it's not magic. It's just not everyone knows how this works. Years ago, people would pay for a virtual assistant or a service to have live agents. This is the evolution to that. Now, with the AI chat offer, again, we mentioned the capture, nurture, close. You're going to see this a lot. It's important that we share this with you when we build this upon the foundation, because capture, nurture, close is how you do business. It's the only way to do business. And what our bot's going to offer you to do, and what you can customize yours to do, is engage with those first-time visitors. So, whether you've experienced it or not, that pop-up creates attention to the bottom right. And then typically with the right question or the right greeting, they then respond back. And the goal of that is to capture, at the very least, the name, phone number, email, or at least the name and email. We want to capture some information so we can go back and forth with that visitor. The nice thing about once we set this all up is that you're going to be able to customize and train the high-level AI chatbot with the questions that are frequently asked in your business, maybe some industry-related questions, and then the answers that you want to be sent out. So there is some flexibility where you could keep it broad, but most of the evolution of your chatbot is going to be what you feed it, right? So feeding it the frequently asked questions, the best practices is so important. And that's what we're going to help you do in this challenge. And then the assisting it with general support and FAQ, again, it might feel redundant. It might feel like you're duplicating, but keep in mind, not everybody is trained or knows to go to an FAQ page. Not all FAQ pages are easily visible. So this AI chatbot is going to drive a lot of people to go to that area where the answers are most.
So JB, before you go into pricing and packaging, can we go back to that slide where you shared the positioning of the AI chat with the executive assistant, that one before this one? So for those that are watching, maybe you're new to this, here's what we're saying. We're saying that there is a feature, a tool inside of High Level that you can go talk to a mom and pop shop, and you can help them understand that they can have a online executive assistant or a receptionist that fields their traffic in their online assets, like a website or a landing page or whatever. Because what that does for a small business is helps them capture a lot more noise and a lot more traffic that's coming their way versus somebody just visiting their website, somebody just visiting their landing pages. And what you can do as a marketer or a digital citizen is go out there and charge for that service. And ideally, it's one-time setup, and all you're doing is training the AI agent. Do I understand that correctly, JB?
Absolutely. And I know we have a handful of professionals on here with years and years and decades of experience, but for the mass audience, this may be a totally new concept and well explained. It gives you a little bit of everything.
Got it. So what we're saying is go to the market instead of just having, a Facebook ads offer, Google ads offer, instead of just having a high ticket offer, you can go out there with a smaller solution, kind of get their feet wet, kind of start building a trust between you and the prospect at a much lower resistant point, and then showcase the power behind it, and then turn it into a relationship where you can upsell them later or provide multiple services and things like that. So let's keep going. Let's go to the pricing and packaging, because I think it's important to understand the operational cost, right? As you just kind of put together a live chat. Is that right?
Yes. So, the debut of AI, the AI challenge, was fueled around the conversation, the excitement, and the forward thinking of businesses wanting to implement ChatGPT, as well as answers and AI in general, right? And we found that if we could make this available to our existing user base where it's easy to implement and it's affordable to implement, then they can empower their customers to work with them and to buy from them versus someone else. And that's the most important part. So as we get into the pricing and packaging and operating costs here, it's important to understand that the conversation AI feature needs to be manually turned on within your account. And when you turn it on within your account, you can pick if it's on one or multiple sub accounts. And then the cost of it is 0.02 cents per message. Using the live chat does not include the SMS charges or the email charges. So as you get into high level, you're going to notice that there are SMS options through Lead Connector phone system. Once you turn on that feature, you start to use those credits up within your Lead Connector phone system. You'll learn that you might use the Lead Connector email system. Depending on the plan you're on, there'll be credits that you use for that. We've particularly set this challenge up for those that don't have their LC phone and email set up to be able to get started right away. So that's where this 0.02 cents for the live chat is. And we'll get into those options and how to turn them on and off, so on and so forth. But the goal here as you're evolving in the challenge is to use the AI, conversation AI for all of them. So for your LC email, your LC phone, and for the live chat as well. Now, with getting into the AI chat offer, we know what it's going to cost us, right? So we know this is what we should expect when we use the features for our customers. So we have to appropriately position pricing to earn and grow. So we've put together, and this slide may look a little familiar from the previous challenges, but the concept hasn't changed. The gateway offer is the AI feature alone. Now that AI feature could be $197 setup. It could be $197 per month. It could be the setup fee and the per month. You have the opportunity to do your market research in your area and determine what you want to charge. You might charge less. That's fine. But this is just a framework on how and where you could start. As you start to evolve with that relationship building, whether it's beta or the one-time or monthly setup fee, now that becomes a monthly recurring offer. So now they're paying you this monthly to be a customer of yours because you're giving them the support, the service, and the functionality. With the knowledge and the opportunity of learning the platform, you start to get into the expansion offer. And this is where you now offer additional services within high level, and that you'll learn as we go what those could be in addition to the AI. So now let's say, I'm the barbershop. You position me that, hey, John, you're working on the chair a lot. You got full schedule. You can't answer messages. I want to set up an AI chat widget for you, or an executive assistant AI receptionist, however you want to call it. We'll give you some best practices. So when you're cutting hair, you don't have to worry about answering basic questions. And I say, okay, let's do it. So you set that up for me for a one-time fee and a monthly fee, and I'm your customer month over month. Then you say to me, hey, John, you're killing it. You're teaching your AI chatbot. You're getting customers. They're happier. Let's get you some more reviews. Let's get you some more promotions. Let's get an email campaign for you. That is where you now start to sell me an additional package to include reputation management and maybe some marketing services. That's the evolution. And then over time, based on the relationship you hold, and we'll teach you this in the next couple of days, you will then ascend further up by adding additional features based on their needs and demands. Or you may find that they say, look, this isn't for me. It's not you, it's me. And that's fine. You still have that downsell offer to keep the relationship going because they value your knowledge and experience. And that's the overall gist of marketing in general, being service to others that do not have the time, understanding, or knowledge on how to grow their business, and we're giving them the tools to do so. Anything you want to add on that, Paulson?
Sure. I think the big thing here is to know the difference between the idea of a gateway offer versus a core offer, right? The gateway offer is basically like the dangling carrot that's going to get them interested, get you in a relationship with them of some kind to kind of prove yourself. So in the previous challenge, we leverage missed call text back as the gateway offer. In this one, we're saying use the AI live chat as the gateway offer. And then you might be wondering, what is the core offer then, right? The core offer, in my opinion, are the offers that's going to give you the most amount of stability as a SaaS provider, as a software provider, as a marketing provider. Here's what we've noticed from the previous challenges. Reviews mobile app. What were some of the other ones? Conversations with GMB profile. These were some of the ones that we saw as popular items of people parking their users into their core offer. So in other words, what we're saying is in the beginning of the relationship, like JB says, provide them the AI live chat. In order, as soon as you're on the onboarding or as soon as you're in the realm of stabilizing that relationship, simply turn on the other features like reviews, GMB, mobile app, and a couple of these other items that you feel comfortable in your industry. If you turn those on, guess what happens? You're now selling for 197 4 or 5 different features that complement the AI live chat. Because ultimately, the AI live chat is like a receptionist that fields the traffic. They all go through different lanes of traffic. Can you am I assuming that correctly? And help me, correct me if I'm not thinking about it the right way.
No, and there are very large companies that have hundreds of thousands of customers that they sell this as part of a bigger package for 3 to 5 times more the amount that we're asking or positioning for you to offer it to your customers. And the unfortunate part is that those big companies don't get to give the level of service that small to medium-sized businesses expect. So the benefit that you have in this challenge is that if you go into your local market on Main Street or the side street, and you walk in that door, you meet someone at a networking event, or you're given a referral, they're working with you and the technology that you've white labeled to give them the result that they probably have not been able to receive because the person that they've worked with in the past didn't know how to do it, or the software didn't have the function because they didn't purchase those features. So the benefit that you have is that you could turn things on and off and package them in the way that serves your clients. And that's been the missing factor for many, many marketers, freelancers, and just business consultants that want to help their clients grow.
Yeah.
And that's where
And
small businesses are like, what am I paying for? What am I buying? And they
yeah.
don't know where to start. And there's a lot of that out there. So you're going to have that support to really, really hone it in on home.
Absolutely. So remember, when in software sales, the biggest mistake you can make is lead with multiple offers, multiple features, multiple things, right? We don't want you to go to the market and offer AI live chat, reviews, mobile app, landing page, website, and just kind of overwhelm the prospect. What you want to do is stabilize them in just the AI chat and then later on expand the other stuff. Because if you go with multiple features, you're more than likely going to overwhelm the prospect, right? And then, like JB said, your expansion offers could be ranging from 500 to 10,000. We don't know what that looks like based on what kind of industry you serve, what your expertise are. Maybe some of you are really good at TikTok ads. I don't know. Maybe you're good at
Oh, yeah.
SEO. Maybe you're good at consulting. We don't know what your expansion offer could look like, and that depends on you and type of business you want to build, as well as the type of industries that you serve. So let's keep going, JB.
Yep. And no matter what you offer and what your superpower is, capture, nurture, close applies to it all. Whether it's SEO, someone clicking and learning more, a paid ad through TikTok, whichever platform you use, or just word of mouth. So, we're going to call this for this training and the challenge, the Executive AI Assistant. But I challenge you to think of a name or or a personality to call that AI assistant of yours, to position it custom to your business. So you can call it the Executive AI Assistant, you call it, reception on demand. Just make sure you're not using something that's trademarked or another company is using. It's a small world out there. So you want to make sure you're doing some due diligence. But let's just say here, with what you know now, and we'll go deeper into this as we go. You get your first paying customer, you get the 197 setup fee, right? That's for the time, energy, knowledge, resources, and licensing that you charge your customer to get things going. And then you charge them that monthly fee. So if I were to sign up today, it's the 15th of every month is at 197 per month. Now, for those that are a little newer, well, what am I charging 197 per month for? Well, one, it's the operating cost. Two, it's the time and energy, because this potential customer or beta is going to be leaning upon your expertise. They're going to reach out to you. You're going to have to serve them. And then that commitment of them using the software and then you giving them other additional services as you evolve is that value. This price is people sell this for a lot more. But what we don't want to do for the new folks that are joining us, we don't want to scare you away or activate any imposter syndrome where you're like, I can't sell this for $600 or I can't sell this for $1,000. There are professional marketing companies that are fully bootstrapped and filled with resources and amazing teams that charge $2,000 to $5,000 per month for professionally managed services. This feature alone, we recommend start at what's comfortable for you and build upon it.
As a matter of fact,
And then
JB, if in the course, Hopland makes a recommendations for 97, right? And then maybe when you
yes,
go to other courses around this, you may see 500, you may see 700, but the idea is to stick to one price and not change it. Like you don't want 3, 4 different customers all getting like 3, 4 different price tags, right?
I agree. And the goal is to have it structured. So, whether it's your A plan, your B plan, the C plan, and that could be, based on the niche or the industry or your expertise. Maybe, the beginner plan offers just the AI chat. Maybe the B plan offers AI chat, reputation management, and email marketing. And then maybe the C one is the deluxe and offers a handful of other services that you pick and choose. But you always just say, let's get you started on this one, and then we can build upon it. And again, there's different strategies. This is not, set in stone, but just enough to get the mind going, because when the mind is going, things start rolling. And we want to get to that level as we evolve in this training. And then, as you start to bring on these beta clients or these first 5, 6 new customers of yours, you're going to have a new challenge to balance, which is, now I got 5, 10, 15, 20 clients per month. Some are paying $197, some have upgraded. We've put together a spreadsheet for you that you could use as a guide, as a reference to build upon. So you can start to project, if I got 10 customers at this rate, what do I need to do then? And how do I go about retaining them? Because the biggest part here is retention, right? And trust. If you're not retaining your clients and they don't trust you, you don't have any business, whether it's a side business or a dedicated business. Now, we've gone through a lot of different things here. And before we get into the homework, I do want to jump in here into the account and just show you some functionality within the AI chat setup within High Level, if that's cool. While I
Yeah,
set this up here, Paulson, can you get maybe a temperature check and maybe put me
let's
in the
do
right
this.
direction here?
Well, first things first, I want to know, what industries are you thinking about? Like, so help me understand what industries you think AI would be relevant, and maybe like a AI live chat is relevant in a certain local market. List out the industries that you're thinking about. Let's see. Let me go ahead and look at the chat here. What are the industries that you're considering? Let's see. Healthcare, wine tasting rooms. Okay, cool. What else? Real estate. I think real estate is big. We've got another real estate here. Someone says I'm brand new. I have no idea. You're in the
I
right
love it.
place. You're in the
Yes.
right place. We have contractors, painters, salons, services like permanent jewelry, home
Nice.
improvement. So yeah, I love this. Drop shippers. Okay, cool. So here's the thing. Regardless of what industry you're going into, here's what we know about small businesses. They're usually understaffed. They're running around the shop. They're running around their office. They're running around between appointments, between the contractors, between the bills, between the supplies, between team members. They're running around. So that means typically no one's answering and fielding all the traffic that's coming to their business. The receptionist AI, or this, executive assistant AI agent that we're setting up for them is going to field almost all the traffic that they cannot field, right? And the cool thing about this is, and I think JB, you're going to probably do a demo potentially here.
Yes.
The
Yes.
cool the
Absolutely.
cool the cool thing about this is that you can build the knowledge base of this live agent that's catered and geared towards that local business. right? Every local business is different. Every local area is different. The way they purchase things are different. If you're in Europe or Canada, like you'll notice the consumer is different in general versus the American consumer. Like American consumers are pretty much, hey, what's the price? Let me swipe. Where, international consumers, they do a lot of research, they figure out different options, they move a bit more conservatively, and you'll see that kind of an interaction. Worst case scenario, let's just say you don't use the AI live chat feature for lead management. Worst case scenario, you can build it as a complementary support system to that business where they're just simply going there just to get information. Hey, when are the hours? What are the promotions? Like, you can use it in different formats. JB, go back to you on how the AI chat is positioned. And we know this is a pretty big revolution that's happening across the digital marketing landscape, right?
Absolutely. And, you brought up a very good point. And, we have a very active high level community group of many amazing experts from all over the world. And we've seen over the years that these experts have built businesses around supporting high level users and enabling them to take their business to the next level. So we have a lot of smart people in our community, and many of our evolutions to our products are from our actual community, which is so important to know, because if it wasn't for our community, we would not have this AI chat function set up. That being said, there are many moving pieces to any piece of technology, and one of them has a lot to do with training or building it to serve what the needs are. So I want to show first how easy it is to build upon the AI chat function. So first and foremost, let's kind of reverse engineer this, right? We have an AI chatbot on the website, but where does that AI chatbot on the website get the information from? Because I want that information to be relative to my business or custom to my business, not to what the internet says about other businesses. So in this example here, we're using a Google Doc. And in this Google Doc, we're jotting down question and answer. Simple as that. Here's a question, here's an answer. Now, if you take the question answer and you put it into an AI tool and ask it to create variations of that question, that is a good use case of using an AI tool to do so. And then as you feed that AI tool some answers and build out your avatar or your potential customer's mindset, those prompts can help you then create answers that would best fit for that type of industry or business. So let's just say, for example, you have a retail store and a lot of visitors. Like let's say it's on an island and people come from cruise ships and they're new to the area, they don't know what they don't know, and they find your Google business page and they want to ask questions to it. You want to make it related to that type of visitor that's going to be there for a short time. So it's important to think about that person. Let's say it's a doctor's office. What are some questions a doctor's office might answer on a day-to-day basis for their patients? Let's say it's a barbershop, whatever type of business it is. Think as the customer and ask the questions and answer those questions for them, and then jot them down on the Google Doc. Now, when you jot them down on the Google Doc, there's an unlimited amount of questions answers, so this will evolve over time. Then you're going to go into the conversation AI section of the platform, and on the left-hand side, it'll say conversation AI. This is a little bit of a high-level overview. We'll get into details on how to get it from step by step by step. But now we're on the conversation AI section of this, and we go to bot training. And this function's powerful because you can use your Google Doc, but in addition to the Google Doc, you can upload pages from your website pages to it for it to scan as well. So think about this. You have a dedicated page for topic A. You load that in there, it scans it, and it adds the questions and answers potentially that will be asked about it there. And then you have another page, you have, let's say 50 pages. You could plug in all 50 pages here there's no limitations. Now, let's say you don't have a Google Doc or you don't have Google Suite or the Workspace account. You then can add Q&A manually here as well. So you do not have to have a Workspace account or a virtual Google Doc to do this. You could just plug in your Q&As here and let that be built upon from there. Pretty basic. Now, this UI might be, basic for some or perfect for others. Either or, we're making it easy so everybody can get in and take action. That's the missing piece for a lot of this stuff, is taking the action. If we make it too complicated, it just gets overwhelming. But there is evolutions in the making to add more and make it more robust. In this section here, configure intents, this allows you the opportunity to start incorporating additional appointment booking options. So you have the calendar. Now you want them to take the next step and book an appointment. So you can fill in that information here and make it available, which becomes so important because if it's an onboarding concern, they can pick onboarding. If it's a sales related, they could pick sales. So you're segmenting your next steps to give the best service that's expected. Now, we do these two functions. We add our Q&A, we set up our calendar. How do I know what this is going to do and spit out? We have a specific area here called the bot training area. I'm sorry, the bot trial area. And the bot trial doesn't cost you anything to try it out. This lets you do all the testing at no cost to you. So therefore, you know the responses that are expected. And if you were to type in a question, hit send, it'll show you what the response will be. And then you can tweak that response or adjust it as needed. You could acknowledge that it is an answer that you would approve of. And again, it will only have the answers based on what you feed it. So it's important to feed it what you want it to say. As Paulson had mentioned before, in our training, we offered as low as 97, all the way up to 197 and beyond. So this is going off of what we fed it. So it's important to keep in mind as you feed it, you got to stay on top of it, set the reminders to give it the most updated information. So we'll go ahead and acknowledge that that's a thumbs up. What's your thought about this?
I love it. Can I actually see the bot? Can you show me what the bot looks like and feels like? So that way people understand what their customers are getting, and then they can figure out how to kind of build the mechanics around it. Because we went into building the mechanics first before showing the actual live experience.
Best for last, Paulson.
Okay, fair enough.
Why not?
Fair enough.
Let's get the best for last. I mean, no one wants to know how the cake is made, but in this case with technology, you want to show the ingredients and all the moving components because, it's a shiny object at the end of the day, right? The website's a shiny object. The chat feature's a shiny object. For my veteran marketers out there and professionals out there, what's the big deal you might be saying? There's a lot of big deal, and we can debate that or get into some, best ways to highlight it. But for high-level users that want to implement a fast, efficient solution that they control, this is easy to turn on and get going. Before I show you what it looks like as a finished product, I do want to share a little bit about how we turn this on for the different channels, and then we'll get to the icing and the cake, I promise. So in this section here is the bot settings. We've set this at autopilot, which basically means that it's going to do the answering based on the information we've provided. But you have an option where you could do suggestive, where if you do have team members or staff engaging in conversations at the moment, it will offer what to say and you could submit that. But for the AI challenge, we want to keep this on. Most importantly, the supported channels. It works with the social, so Instagram, Facebook, Google Business Profile, which is key. When we did Missed Call Text Back, connecting the Google Business Profile with the phone number so it engages. Same applies here that you could do as well as the SMS chat function and live chat. Again, you'll need to activate LC Phone for this SMS feature for it to work. So for this training, we're going to do live chat. We have the AI bot trial. You'll want to fill in your information here. So there's a lot of customization that you can do to make sure that the responses, the replies, the business name, all that good jazz is there. This is just the basic overview. We're going to go deeper in this, my friends. I promise you that. But without further ado, like Paulson had mentioned before, this is what it can look like for you. Or you may decide that I want to create a custom page based on my experience and include the chat feature on there. You can do that as well. But to make this easy and for the challenge, we created this site, this templated site, so you can go ahead and position without taking the time to create from scratch. So as we go here, you can also do it yourself, aichatbot.gohighlevel.com. Essentially, this is like your sales letter where it kind of shares what you offer, what it does. You'll replace, you'll add your logo on here and customize it. We'll show you how to do that. But most importantly, when this chat bot pops up, you can see I've been on this for a while already. I'll go, hi there. How much does this cost? Right, and everyone's a little different. I mean, we have visitors and customers that cut right to the chase, and then we have visitors and customers that do small talk. They do, they ask different questions, but some people just want to know how much it is. So we try to give that direct answer right away.
And by the way, JB, you and the team built this whole landing page out so everybody can have this on in their accounts as part of the snapshot, right?
Yeah, well, I will say this, we're very fortunate to have the product team. They put the resources, the time, the energy, Chase Buckner, Kaplan, the whole team behind the scenes that, they made this happen because my creativity, my mind, I would have never thought of going this far. So this was amazing. Shout out to them.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is part of the snapshot. This is part of the snapshot.
This is all part of it. There's no additional cost. There's no what if then else, what you do. This is all included, and it's designed to make it smooth and encouraging. Imagine imagining this and then trying to build it. You spend, half a week doing that. We're giving it to you ready to go so you can get started from there. Let's say another question is, go ahead, type in, how do I install? And may or may not have the answer.
Yeah, don't worry about the questions in the comments. We'll get through that after.
Oh, no, I was trying to throw this one here. How do I install?
Oh, I didn't notice that.
So, this one, we didn't train this to answer this. It took the information it had through the website, through the Google Doc. So to install, just tell your bot's branding, feed it FAQs, choose language, and it'll be all set. I mean, this is amazing. And again, there are different iterations and versions of AI chat, support, live support. You got to just do something. And if you have full control of it, where it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, it's included in your software, you're learning and growing from the same operating system platform of High Level, you're going to grow faster than you would trying to piece it all together with multiple companies. And that's the hardest part is look, John, you make it sound easy, but it's not. And I get it because I've been there. I've worked for, other companies, and I've been in sales, I've been in marketing, I've been in operation, I've been in all. And it's hard when you don't know what to do, even though you have the concept in your mind. And my commitment to our challengees that are here with us, our communities, I'll do my very best to get you what you need to grow and learn with us without having to suffer through, how do I figure this out? And we're going to evolve on this, and there's a lot more to come in the week. It feels like we went through the whole week already, but we didn't. We're just warming up.
Absolutely. So JB, just to get a temperature check in the room, let's do this. Let's help each other figure out what kind of questions you should pre-build for a local business. Okay, so in the chat, I want you to all type in the most common questions you think a local business is going to want answered on a live agent, right? So for me, I can think of a couple of. One is hours of operation, right? When do you open? When do you close? Who's the person I should ask for? Maybe the front desk. Maybe it's Jennifer in the front. Maybe it's Michael in the front. Who is the front desk person that I should ask for? Maybe what are the promotions that are happening? What are some other questions you can think of as more people are typing in what kind of questions they think a local business needs to be fed into.
Yes, I think the most important thing to keep in mind is someone that is new to the area. So if you're a home improvement business or you're a home service business or whatever the case may be, if someone's AC breaks down or heat breaks down, what do you think they're going to ask? Right? Those types of questions are important, and that might be around, do you offer 24/7 support? Do you have an emergency line? Do you offer or do you service certain brands? So
Yeah.
look at this as from a very deep in the forest mindset, because the make and models matter, the services matter, the hours matter. All those things matter because that's what your customer needs help with. So if it's a Saturday afternoon and someone's AC goes out and they're a daycare, well, then maybe they don't need immediate service, but they want to book an appointment for Monday, right? Or maybe they do need immediate service because they want to be prepared for Monday. There's so many scenarios.
Yeah.
With a law office, someone got hurt and they're going to different sites for answers. There might be a question or an answer regarding a topic. Give them the next step. It's all about the next step. If I click, type, what's the next step? That's what I want as a consumer. And I'm sure that's
I
what you
love
want
that.
too.
Yeah, I love that. I'm thinking about like studios and yoga classes. Like, hey, when is the next available class that I can sign up for? If you're doing personal injury, for example, as a lawyer, like, hey, where do I get a quote? Who do I talk to first? Um, Maybe you're talking to a tax consultant. When is the next deadline for XYZ or whatever? Like every industry is going to have its own, quirkinesses of like, hey, what's relevant to them? Address, directions, what else? Multiple locations. Hey, where's the closest location to me? Especially if there's multiple locations and they have one centralized website. What's their hourly rate? What's the quote? Like these are all questions you can feed into it. So JB, what else do we need to learn about offers in day one? Like how do I make sure I'm in the front of the classroom as a good student?
Yeah, it's showing up. Showing up, engaging, participating is important, and making sure that you're putting yourself in the student mindset of going through this A through Z, even though what you may know might be more than what we're going over. Just look at it from like step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there may be 50 steps. Don't skip a whole bunch. I do want to show something, because we eat our own dog food, here at High Level. So one thing like what we do is we trained ours with the high level FAQs, our support documents. And still we have thousands upon thousands of people that reach out to us for assistance, hands-on assistance. If we didn't have our own setup here with the most basic questions or the most frequently asked questions or the most updated questions part of our product, we would be even more bombarded with customers looking for assistance. And this is where we've been able to scale and leverage our resources, eating our own dog food. And it's very important because, there are times where you think the answer or the question is obvious to find it. It's not, because people aren't thinking like you. They're not in your business. One thing I will say when training your AI assistant is make sure you include some of the staff, the manager on duty, how to file a complaint, what to do if something is not up to par. Because people will ask, how do I contact the manager? I want to leave a bad review, but I need someone to call me back. Like those are important things to have also, so that way you can soften the fall for a bad experience. Because people want the answer right away. Nobody likes waiting. The days of waiting 72 hours for a response, don't cut it in business anymore. So what's next, right? We can go on all day about this. I'm obviously passionate about it. It's fun, it's exciting, but it makes money. And if it makes money and it helps us, it educates us, it grows us, it's worth our time. So I want to get back to my agenda here so I can walk you through a few things that are going to happen here. So bear with me. See here. Pull this up. All right. So one thing I want to touch on here as we start to make some moves is, if you are not familiar with this is something to bookmark and save. If you're struggling, don't suffer in silence. Get the help. If you want to work with someone in our Facebook group, you're more than welcome to. If you want to work with one of our support professionals, this website link will get you to that portal. We encourage you to get started. Now, if you have more customized questions or use cases or who knows this or who's done this or who's done that, you're going to want to also join our high-level official community. So if you go onto Facebook, you type in high-level official community, that's where a lot of our community members are. The Facebook group that you're going to be let in is good for 30 days only. And then we ask you to go into the main group. So keep that in mind.
And this is for help for all high-level items, not just the AI. Just
for
FYI.
everything.
Yeah, if you need whatever help you need anywhere in high level for anything, you can go to the success room. And then JB, also the AI live chat, does that work on a WordPress site? Does it work on a regular high level site? Is it a landing page thing? What are some requirements on the setup that you would recommend?
Great question. And there's so many more questions like that I don't want you to miss out on day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, because we're going to be sprinkling a little bit of each day on top of it and going deeper. But this chat function works on WordPress through an extension, or you can do the code, just a code in there. Doesn't have to work on a high-level website. So yes, WordPress is compatible with us through the Lead Connector app within WordPress. So it's actually very easy and quick to get implemented.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then, so, outside of that, I just want to give you a little sneak peek of day 2, right? Because day 2, the day 1 homework that we have for you is not a lot, and it's not a lot on purpose. But my ask of you is that if you're able to jump into day 2's assignment, that'll give you a head start with any support that you may need. So therefore, day 3, 4, 5 goes smooth for you. So with day 2, we're going to explore the agency view. We're going to set up the overview and resources parts of the sub account. And then we're going to get into the snapshot of how it's installed and how it works. Tomorrow, I will walk through those items, but they won't be in depth like the videos that Haplin put together in our membership course. So the videos in the membership course are so important to go through, and then coupling that with the success, and then coupling that with the help guide, you'll be A-okay. And once we go through that, we're gonna dive in depth on these components that are important for you to kick off and get your first paying customer. So that will be available to you. And we'll have fun tomorrow. Tomorrow's a little bit more of a techie day. If you're for that, great. If not, it's great too. We're gonna get you excited about the techie stuff as we evolve. In my observations in the last couple of weeks, there's so many different types of users and preferred users that like to do things a certain way. We try to fit it all in this training to fit your needs, or at least get you the resources to make it happen. So I hope that part helps you. For tonight, it's an important part because we have a team that is behind the scenes that's doing a lot of legwork to make sure the right people get in the Facebook group, right? We get thousands of people that request to join in, and we deny thousands of them because they don't have a relationship number. They don't have a trial. So I want to make sure when you do day 1's homework, it's going to ask you to do a few things. It's going to ask you to, 1, introduce yourself through a photo, text, or video. Whichever you prefer is fine, but that's going to require you to join the group. If we don't get to you to join the group today, it will happen by tomorrow. Just set a reminder for yourself to jump in there. We want you to introduce yourself because that's how you start networking. That's how you start to learn and grow, because even though this 5-day AI challenge is for all types of people, we have some experts that are taking the challenge because they're serving their customers to another level, and they want to know how we can incorporate high levels with theirs. So there's a lot of different people taking part of this. And the advantages of the homework is going to give you some mindset, but also some framing. So, in addition to that, we have some other assignments within there for you to do. Other than that, just show up and be open-minded, and everything will be a-okay these next couple of days. Paulson, I'm going to throw it back to you to see if there's any questions or want to open up to Q&A.
Yeah, so let's do Q&A for the next like 15-20 minutes, and we can go through a couple of items as fast as we can. The most popular question I get is, Paulson, I don't have access to the online course. I swear I signed up properly. I don't have access to the online course. And if that's the case, no problem. Usually, the reason why you don't have access to the online course is because we have duplicate contacts inside of our system for you. So that could have been created from you signing up using a different email or using the same email for other events where, before you had an account or after you had an account, anytime you sign up for an event and, the system will duplicate your profile sometimes. So you would have to jump on a call with the live agent and have them merge that contact across the board. And have a live agent basically turn on the course. Now, some of you are asking, hey, Paulson, I'm kind of interested in getting the missed call text back 1.0 as well as the 2.0. That's not an issue. Just let the live agent know to be able to, fill that for you. Now, how do I get on a call with a live agent? First thing, you have two options. One, you can go to speakwith.us/success and you can talk to someone, especially if you're in the early stages of your relationship with High Level. You can go to the support channels. So go to our main website and put in a support ticket and have somebody take a look at your membership area. But almost everyone should be able to get access to the online course. Now, right now, because we're doing this live, there might be a little bit longer of a time that you may have to wait because there's maybe a couple of hundred people that are all trying to get access to the course as well. The second question that I always get, JB, is access to the Facebook group. How do I get access to the Facebook group? Can I jump in however way I can? Yes, you can. As long as you fill out the information properly and you jump into it and put in the relationship number and all that information, you will get access to the Facebook group. Now, remember, your access to the Facebook group is limited. We usually only keep that group going for about 30 to 45 days. After that, you get moved into the regular official community. Doesn't mean it's a goodbye or anything. We just want to make sure the challenge private group is kind of put together as like an intimate setting. So you definitely want to go in there and do day one's homework of introducing yourself, connecting with other people. And JB, I think the big item that you asked everybody to do is find an accountability partner, right? Can you help us
Yeah.
understand what that's about?
Yeah, when you're learning something new, whether it's, working out, whether it's cooking, whatever you're doing, it's much more better to do it with someone that is by your side, right? And having an accountability partner within the Facebook high level 5-day AI challenges is that next level because they're doing it with you, or they're at least familiar with it because they have an account as well. But some people get shy, like they don't want to do it. Like they don't want to reach out to a random stranger and say, hey, do you want to be my accountability partner? Well, someone's got to do it, right? So typically people will like and comment on posts to show, welcoming appreciation. And then they slide into the DM and say, hey, look, would you want to partner up? Would you want to, are you familiar with this? Or you're new with this? Do you need help with anything? And then go from there. If you need help with that, you can send me a message and I'd be more than happy to make an introduction or two. But I can't do it for all a couple thousand of you. So it's like a little bit of a first come, first serve, and then we got to go from there.
I have an idea. So why don't, for those of you that are interested in partnering up with someone, maybe it's on the tech side and you just want to kind of, jump on a call with someone or Zoom and just kind of do this thing together. If you're interested in having an accountability partner, can you type in the word partner in the chat? That allows everyone to see who's interested in kind of partnering up, right? So we're saying do this whole thing as a group homework instead of doing the big project by yourself, okay? So I would say, let's see, there's a few people. Okay, yeah, there's more people now
Oh, this is
saying I'm
amazing.
interested in it. Yeah. Type in the word partner if you are, and also maybe type in what city or state you're in. So that way, if you're in UK and you want to partner up with someone that's in London, in the same area, that also allows you to kind of find people that are interested in, finding a partner as well as kind of connecting in your area. So that's really day one homework outside of introducing themselves in the private Facebook group, right?
Also, what I've witnessed is many people will end up going to a restaurant or an open shared workspace and just kind of opening up the laptop and doing it together, right? Depending on where they live and, obviously, safety first and understanding. But we've seen meetup groups, being promoted within the high level community, and people attending them, taking photos. So again, we're used to a virtual first type of collaboration. But if you know someone personally or you want to, do this in person with someone, you're more than welcome. It's not required. We just don't want you to do it alone because here's what's going to happen. You're going to go through one or two lessons. It might be a little difficult. You might lose patience. You might be running a business right now and not have enough time. And if you don't put yourself out there, no one's going to give you a hand. Sitting in the back of the room is fine, but you got to raise your hand and get engaged. So let's do both.
I love that. So tomorrow, JB, it's gonna be more of a tech day. You're gonna walk
Oh,
through
yeah.
really just the mechanics of the whole thing. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to put away the PowerPoint slides. I think we got like 4 slides only. We're going to go
Okay.
deep into the platform. We're going to answer some of the most frequently asked questions that do come up, passively as we start, touching on these topics. And then we're going to give people a chance to say, hey, this doesn't align for me. What you're saying is confusing me. And we're going to get down to the nitty gritty of what we need to do to get you up and running. Because
Okay.
by the end of day 2, whether you've done a little bit tonight into tomorrow or tomorrow morning before the 12 p.m. Eastern kickoff, that will help us because we can get a little bit more into what are missing pieces. But we're going to have fun tomorrow. And then
Okay.
Wednesday, I mean, the sales and prospecting, if you don't have a strategy, a game plan, you're not going to fill the pipeline up. And that's what our goal is, fill that pipeline. And again, for those that are existing business owners that have adopted high level into their business, and you have some employees or staff or just yourself involved, make sure to include that in the chat so we can, throw a curveball or two and get you what you need as well. So if you've got questions, throw them in and we promise to cover those as well.
I love that. JB, I have a question for you. Do you
Yeah.
recommend people getting ahead of the curve and maybe starting on day two's content? And for example, like, hey, they might be interested in downloading the snapshot. Where can they find the snapshot? Where are the collaterals? Do you mind sharing and kind of walking through where they can find all that stuff?
I would love to, and I don't mind doing it, but I
Yeah.
will say this, um, because as a student myself, I've went on scavenger hunts to find the things that I want to implement right away. Our membership course was created and structured by Haplin and the product team in an order that step A complements step B, C, D, and everything in between to all the way to Z. So if you start hopping around, and I tell you this one has the snapshot, well, then you're going to skip right to that and it's not going to work and you're going to be upset. So my recommendation is go through day 1, knock those 3 or 4 modules out, go to day 2. Now, if you've completed day 2, you can complete it and move on. If you haven't, do it, then move on. That's why I'm
Okay.
recommending getting a little bit of a head start today. So that way tomorrow you're at the very least have a little bit of to do and you can be halfway, if not all the way done for us to walk through it together. Because think about the questions you're going to ask or the feedback you're going to share based on what you've consumed and done already. Totally different than just, basic, questions or theory per se. We want to get down to what is important for your business and for your goals.
Okay, awesome.
Not the answer you probably
So
want to hear, but I'm just
so what you're saying is warning us to go in order of the
in
content
order.
so you don't skip through and just jump into the snapshot. So I guess hold off on the snapshot installation. Once you walk through it tomorrow, it'll make a lot more sense, is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, if you complete the 5-6 videos before the snapshot installation, you'll be right where you need to be. If you
Okay.
don't complete those 5 or 6 videos, you'll never get to the snapshot installation and it won't work. So we want to make sure
Okay.
you get through those items first.
Okay, fair enough. Anything else we need to know for day one before we close out?
Yeah, I have a notebook here, and I got about 50 more topics to go. No, I'm only playing. I'm only playing. No, that's it. This is a foundation, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an honor here to get some real estate in your ears, your eyes. Thank you for being a customer of ours at High Level, Paulson. Thank you for the opportunity to just share the microphone with you and showcase my talents and experience. And my hope is that as you go through day 2 all the way through day 5 with me, you see what High Level is doing to grow and give you the resources to be a better service provider or to better service your direct customers as a small business owner. That's all I have.
All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow, day 2, 12 o'clock EST, or they call it EDT now, daytime. That's New York time for those of you that are international. We'll see you tomorrow. As you have questions, feel free to post it in the channels. And remember to continue putting the word partner if you're trying to figure out a accountability partner. Those of you that don't have access to the course, it's inside of your university, inside of your inside of your High Level account. So log into the High Level account and you'll see the AI challenge course there. If you don't have it there for whatever reason, jump on a quick call with one of our live agents at speakwith.us/success, or put in a support ticket. Somebody will turn those courses on for you. You'll have all the collaterals, instructions, and everything. JB, this has been pretty awesome. And again, welcome to the world of High Level. We're excited to kind of have you lead us rest of the way.
I'm sweating bullets here, man. You guys have made me feel very comfortable. Thank you. But I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous. But thank you for the support, the help, your ears. And let's go. Let's do this.
All right. Bye for now. We'll see you tomorrow.
Take care.